You know, I generally speaking, when we're in the studio,
we're like a well-oiled machine.
I would say well-oiled machine isn't exactly the right word for it. I think we're more like one of those fanciful whirly gigs. You're really not sure how or why the thing is working, but it seems to actually be running on its own power, and it's kind of cool to look at. And no parts of it go flying off and injure anybody by whacking them in the eye, so good enough.
Well-oiled machine.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll be looking forward to it.
Okay.
Yes. And ladies and gentlemen, Dr. John Blackwell, sound guy from Mount Dungeon.
I noticed that I believe none of those episodes or any of them that I had anything to do with.
Oh, yes, there are.
Oh, there are some I did? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you can tell me which ones, because I have a trouble remembering, because my brain doesn't work. Oh,
Definitely.
I touched the tea. I wasn't going to touch the teapot. I was going to make someone else pour my tea. I'm sorry.
Definitely the Ruby Slippers episode.
I did Ruby Slippers?
Yes,
Okay.
that one definitely.
All right.
I think you were there for the Taz one as well.
Taz, I did.
I believe
Taz.
so.
That's
yes,
true.
yes,
That's
yes,
true.
yes.
So you're gonna be projecting the thing on the screen
it's
there?
going to be on the big screen in the theater.
Okay, so it's not going to be live music performances.
It's not going to be live music performances.
It's going to be.
Let me explain. Yes, we've gone ahead. We have taken we've edited various best of bits from our more than 40 episodes and condensed it into somewhere between an hour to an hour and a half.
He's hallucinating.
I understand now.
Yes.
He's a beaver and he needs C anemone tea. It sounds like, whatever that is.
Don't put it on me. You're the one who started this anemone tea.
No, I didn't. I don't even know what is C anemone tea. I mean, what is it like? Lipton with Minwax? I mean, what is
an enemy?
You see an enemy tea. Oh,
like a seafood diet, isn't it?
Being the old guy in this room, I guess it's like I'm just not sinking in.
I think I'm the old guy. Listen, I hear your show. I saw a little bit of your show. I wasn't able to see. I'm always running around doing things, and I can't see much. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, to begin with, I heard that your first show. Here, I'm going to steal the mic for a minute. I heard that your first show. Okay, let's see. Okay. I heard that your first show.
Don't breathe on that mic now.
Why? I heard that.
You're sick.
I heard that your first show was awesome. Okay, and you thought so too. I'm assuming.
As you know, when you're doing live, you don't really get to be objective about it till you get to watch it afterwards when it's recorded. So yeah, I had a big smile on my face when I came in to.
I can wait. Let's see. Wait.
He looks like he's talking to the wall.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I like me with the. Now you know I'm the prompter for the dancers here. That's what I was doing.
That's the one.
So my show was surprise to me too when I got out of the way and looked at my nose looking the way it did, and I look like luggage and all that on TV. I don't watch myself on television.
You do have that Samsonite glow.
Yeah, well, I got to tell you, I was happy with the turnout of the audience, and that everyone got a reading by me. It was accurate, and I always have one of those pinnacle times that even surprises me. A woman came as far as Lake Lure, I think, or Rutherfordton, sat down, and I never know I'm open to what comes in, and the first thing that comes in is, my God, this last year, you've had 2 deaths in your family, relatives, a man and a woman. And she goes, absolutely right. Spirit came through. So you get that kind of validation from a stranger talking to a stranger. But the cool thing was, I've done a lot of radio and I've done a lot of groups, but to do live TV was different for me. That extra element of all the sound, the equipment, and all the distraction.
I was wondering about that as it was going on. Had you not counted on that? I was wondering. Because I was in and out of the control room sometimes, and I would look and I would think that did he know in advance that there was going to be all this stuff going on? Did he understand? Has he done that before?
Well, in the work that I do, I'm an artist and a mural painter for 20 years. I've been doing an intuitive readings, a medium, and a psychic for 6. And I've been in some pretty strange scenarios. 4 forensic cases where there was violent murder or missing people. People in crisis who call you for something and want a one-line answer for something that's going to be life-changing in the decision-making. So I'm kind of getting used to doing that. I think the lights being bright and it being the first time, like anything. By the second time, I was much more relaxed. And but yeah, having done radio for 2.5 years, where they had me once a month come in for call-in shows, and I would be the last Wednesday of the month for a Sarasota magazine.
But that's not nearly as much.
Well, no, but I mean, the thing is I had never been in a scenario like that where I had to like almost shut everything out and go within. And thank God I had an anchor who was there taking the calls and doing the talking, and I just able to open up.
Right.
In this case, I'm sitting, I'm opening up, I'm introducing everyone, talking the show, no teleprompter, and just speaking extemporaneously. And to answer your question, very happy. And in only 2 episodes, we've had 3 people call in for a private consultation. As was a possibility of a class or being sponsored to do a group. So for 2 shows at 5 o'clock to 6 during the week on Tuesday, that's not bad. But I think it's because of what the subject matter is about. You guys get to have fun and lighthearted, and I'm glad you had me in on this because what I'm doing is a little bit more serious, at least more reverent in that regard. But I love the fact that you guys have so much fun on this, and it's synchronistic that I'm here today.
Well, you were talking about those one-time answers, and stuff like that, and I was wondering, could I ask you a question?
Sure.
Should I divorce her?
I don't get that you're married.
He's good. All right.
Yeah. Now I have to say I missed your second show. I was otherwise preoccupied, but I was, just for everybody's reference purpose, I was in the control room on the first show.
Right.
And I was very impressed by how the first show went for a first time for a crew of people pulling together that hadn't really worked together before, for just jumping out and doing as organized as it was for a first-time show. It did go very well.
Yeah. And so last Tuesday we had the gobo light. We had a beautiful sunburst on the curtain. I brought in a table and chair that I normally do my readings at, and I had a Buddha there, and I was able to see the audience as well as talk with each person that came into the hot seat that got a message. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to doing more and getting more proficient. I want to take this footage and add more documentary. We're going to go back into people's homes. I have 2 people volunteered already. By all means, come into their home with a camera and let us talk about the prediction. So in other words, I gave predictions to certain people.
You're going to do a follow-up.
We're going to do a follow-up in their home with the camera.
I saw you carrying that big tabletop out.
Yeah.
That looked pretty heavy.
That was one of... I'm an artist and a faux finisher and a set
painter.
Is
that wood or what?
That was MDO board. That was light sawdust compressed particle board, and then I had to marbleize that to look like marble for a yacht.
It looked good.
Yeah.
It was nice and shiny.
Yeah. I've done murals for restaurants, the Disney family, set design.
Well, that's great. You can do your own set design stuff and all, and you can.
Yeah.
Nice
if this gets as nice as I think it's going to be, as far as actually being something that the community needs.
I wanted to add that this is one of my recent graduates.
Yeah.
This is one of my recent students.
Yeah.
The students that recently graduated.
And we haven't said, I'm Bill Bowers, and my show is Light Source, Intuitive Readings with Bill Bowers.
And when does it come on? Wednesday?
It comes on Tuesdays. The last 2 were from 5 to 6, but we're moving up to 6 to 7 to get people time to get out of work, to come to the studio to have a reading. And we've had 15 and 13 people so far is maximum for the space we've got to be able to do that.
Well, does that mean that you're inviting people just to come?
I really like everyone who, especially people that neither know me or have never had a reading before.
Are you up against it on space right now? Are you having more people than you have space for?
No, we've had, because it's new, we filled the space. We did both times. But I can see doing a half-round circle of even larger if we have the... Do you think we have the room, Matt, to do that? If there were more like 15 to 20 people that wanted to show up, do we have the room in Studio 8?
You can get 20 to 25 people in there if you want to.
Okay, all right. But in time, I think as things happen where accuracy of prediction comes through, I think the most powerful thing would be, which was also happened on the radio, was like that woman who sits down, boom. The most challenging thing of last year is that guidance or source energy recognized that she had loss of both an aunt and an uncle, a man and a woman, and I knew that first thing up. So when people who've never experienced what I do get that, they're like, wow. I get wowed, and I've been doing it for 6 years. I'm amazed at what happens. I got story after story of things that still give me goosebumps with some of the great stuff that happens.
You want to tell one? Would you like to tell a story?
Let me think. A woman was really upset because they thought that her husband was murdered. He was living in Boston with her, and I was in Florida at Sarasota, and she finally, after a year, moved down to Florida and had heard of my work. I had the radio show. She came on board. I also have an art studio, which I also don't have downtown. Here in Asheville, I live and work in my art studio. So this woman came to me out of recommendation, and she said that my husband, let's call him Tom, has been missing for a year, and no one knows where he is, and that they think there was foul play. I found him. And he was not dead. He
just skipped out on it?
Illegal dealings with certain people in Boston and doing illegal things and owing, whether it's bookies or drugs or something, he booked, and only his brother knew, and I was able to pinpoint up Lake Winnipesaukee was where he was, and they found out about 3 to 4 months later that there were trails left that in fact he was not murdered, not foul play, but just exited. And so now he doesn't know where she is because she wanted nothing to do with it after that. She figured, I don't care. He doesn't need to know where I am. And she was in Florida at the time.
All right.
So that's a nice middle-of-the-road story I can tell you.
So, yeah, I was thinking, that by telling a story that people would get an idea of what kind of questions they might have or what kind of answers they might, just give an idea.
Well, I'll tell you right now, and
because this seems to be one of our new this seems to be one of the new hottest shows coming on. This is a must see. Must at least check it out once.
Right.
See what's going on.
Thank you.
Light Source.
Intuitive Readings with Bill Bowers.
On Tuesday night at 6:00.
Right. I have to say it's going to be twice a month this next coming month. It'll be the 2nd and the 4th week that we'll be on. It's not every week right now.
However, if you come on down and you're on the wrong night, you can just ask Jonathan your questions. And
I could do that too. Yeah.
There you go.
So I remember a quick, brief, funny story was I was painting a mural for a yacht. It was the same yacht I did that marble table for, and all the cabinets had to be done marble.
Was this inside the yacht?
It was in a yacht builder's workshop, cabinet makers, and I was getting heckled by one of the guys at lunchtime because one of the women wanted me to pull out my tarot cards and, will he leave me, that kind of thing. And so he heckled me in front of everybody for about 2-3 days. Like, hey, psychic, do you have a message for me? I said, yeah, you're being a jerk. Just kidding. Right. But unbeknownst to me, he said one time, and he was really almost antagonistically said, hey, do you have a woman for me? And like a Ouija board, my shoulders swung around, and Spirit said, no. But the woman that you're dating right now, the red hair and the legs, I said, she's off the wagon. And I intuitively knew that there was a problem there. Oh, hello.
Yes.
Did that shut him up?
Oh, my God. I said to him that there's a woman in his church that absolutely loves him and thinks he's a great father. He started crying. It freaked him out. And it wasn't like, don't mess with Spirit, but he got a message he needed to do. So, is he ordering pizza?
Yes.
A large pepperoni.
Okay.
And,
all right, we'll see you shortly. Bye-bye. The vin's coming.
Excellent. Lovely.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So I forgot to hear that story.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, well, the man heckled and said, do you have a woman for me, like if I'm going to find him a woman.
Said the woman's off the wagon.
I said, she's red hair and she's got long legs and she's off the wagon, but she really treats your son very, very cruelly. And his son did not like, and I didn't know off the top he had a son. But a woman who is maybe not as much of a looker or as attractive as this woman who sees him in his church group thinks he's an incredible man and a wonderful father. He started to cry.
Excellent.
Because it was right. And stuff like that, that's always, God, when I think the stories and stuff. So I'm interested in seeing what happens with those in Asheville that are attracted or drawn to what I do. I mean, it's a high, clear sign that in 2 first-time episodes.
How long have you been in Asheville?
I moved here in March. And
less than a year now.
Yeah, I really got established with my studio downtown in August. So I'm brand new, really.
We've got the been heres and the came heres. And you're one of the
But I'm a veteran already. I bump into someone every week. Well, I'm here 2 days. I just moved in. My son, my 28-year-old musician son and sculptor just moved in.
Yeah, they're starting to count it off in hours now.
Yeah, I'm like...
How long have you been in Asheville? 13 hours now.
We live so close to Mellow Mushroom Pizza downtown, it's like it's become a haunt for sure. And I've got to branch out and go to other places like the Tea Party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guarantee if you branch out and go other places, you'll get better service.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The deal with Mellow Mushroom is this, and this was stated by our friend.
Well, that's right around
our friend Nate is Mellow Mushroom is the place where no matter how stoned you are, when you get there, it is a given that the wait staff are at least 2 bong hits ahead of you.
Note to self. I wrote that down.
Wait staff is 2 bongs ahead of me. 2 bong hits ahead. Right.
Yeah.
But anyway,
for reference purposes.
Thank you very much for coming to the Tea Party, and please, anytime we have the Tea Party, feel welcome.
That feels really good
to come in.
Yeah, and I'm very pleased with the quality of not only the teaching staff here, because he was my teacher for Studio A, and also the quality of the equipment and the integrity of the staff here. So I could very easily make this much more serious as far as mainstream what I want to do, because the footage here that I've done,
you
I'm
can
going to edit
it
and do it. Yeah,
we have a wonderful facility. And everybody needs to know that we have a wonderful facility here, and you can do it here, can't you?
The response and what I learned, and when you're not technically savvy, I'm more right-brained. I'm so right-brained. I'm over here. Okay, this is technical media. Media is. I know that editing is the art form, and I want to do stuff with that because I am a vocalist, and I do want to make things. But for the show itself, to get the maximum way of reaching people, there will be people in the audience at home that will be receiving messages. There's a couple of people in the audience that said they actually could feel the rest of the week. Relatives that pass. And although I'm not specifically just doing mediumship, John, you know what? This year alone, most of the people, no matter what station in life, high-end or the financial, the health, and the struggles of 207, I mean, I've got people calling just totally in a whirlwind in transition. It's been across the board.
Right.
And so few people need to talk to, Grandma Elsie, who passed, so much as they want to know life direction. And if you were to say, well, are you a psychic? I don't even like to use that word. I'm an inspirational speaker.
Well, I heard you described it as an intuitive.
An intuitive, yeah. Mm-hmm. And more importantly, my goal is to get everybody, I'm the pilot light. I light the pilot light for you guys to start tapping into your own ESP. And that gives me the greatest, I get chills when that happens. Someone starts opening up and getting info.
Actually, I got a quick question. Since you're talking about it, is there any messages that you have right now, for example, anybody in this room or anybody that might be watching?
Last year for you was a year of getting over disappointments and breakups. It was a year of you getting over the sorrows of things that did not end amicably. You have a tremendous creative energy in your left brain, the more logical stuff, but also last year was the biggest gift for you because you're no longer trial and error. You now know. You've been kissed before. You don't have to go through 3 red flags or 3 stop signs. You can see the stop sign and take a left or right and never go through the trauma. This is your year of getting active. No more trial and error for you and having to learn on the job. Also, you will have some inspiring woman who is over 40, self-employed or single, 40 or older, who actually will be quite an advocate for you as far as career direction. John, it's very funny because you mentioned, should I divorce her? And I get a nice liaison between you and another person who has the same spiritual and emotional goals that an alignment that can become romantic or more than just a social relationship. I also get that you do have spirits or relatives who have passed, could be mother, could be grandmother, who would like to connect with you. But that's so special. I don't like to do too much mediumship on the air, especially at a tea party. But I definitely get that that's true. Strong energy with your grandmother on your father's side. I get that right away. You also know in your life that less is more, so rather than taking on too much on your life in your weekly planner, you want to be able to know that the one thing that will shut you down will be health or problems if you're not leaving space to have fun and quiet time. Because of your mental energy and your ability to create in your mind, there's a tendency sometimes to overdo too much in your schedule. And either health or situations will be for you that you'll be able to have to slow down. So in other words, do it amicably while you have the time and not wait until your body says, okay, we're shutting you down in different ways. Take care of your health and make sure that you're doing that for yourself.
Thank you.
That's a little bit of what I do. And that's just off the top.
Okay.
Look here. We have
interesting.
Would you open the first? One of those. We'll start this way.
Hold it up a little.
Okay, see which one of these needs the most water.
I'm hoping this is inspiring the TV audience to start having tea parties at home.
Put some in that one too.
Oh yeah.
And that's like a lost art, and the fact that you guys are doing this is just really
You can do
neat.
this at home with us.
Yes, you can have a.
Hey, I'd have a few call-ins. We're having tea party with you. I love that. Is that something you should do?
Okay. Would you care to do another song for us?
Sure.
Are you in the mood for one?
Sure.
Oh yeah. Indeed.
Well, I will do an old railroad song. Called the Santa Fe Blues. Said early in the morning, can't you hear that telephone ring? Early in the morning, can't you hear that telephone ring? Our uncle picked it up, said what good news it might bring. I got a letter this morning, said, honey, what you reckon it read? I got a letter this morning, said, honey, what you reckon it read? Said, hurry, hurry, the guy you love is dead. Just like that poor thing there. When you get to heaven, said, Baba gonna stop by France. When you get to heaven, Mama gonna stop by France. Gonna stop by France, gonna give them gals a chance. Said, you ride the Southern, I ride the Santa Fe. You ride the Southern, I ride the Santa Fe. That's the train I ride. Said it carried me far away. Don't you carry me far away? My mother told me when I was quite a child. What you say, boss? Mother told me when I was quite a child. Said good times now, but trouble after a while. Said early in the morning, can't you hear that telephone ring? Early in the morning, can't you hear that telephone ring? I'll run, go pick it up, say to what good news it might bring. Well, thanks, guys. Jeez.
There's nothing more cheerful, lifts the soul than picking. Hearing someone pick like that, it's just joyful sound, joyful sound.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Thank
Music
you.
is very good.
Thank you.
Do you want to do another one, or you burn out?
No, I'll do another one. You know me, John. I like to play all day long.
I know. I'm used to seeing you sit down and crank out some songs for 2, 3, 4 hours.
Well, it's been known to happen.
Is this the calm stuff?
Well, folks, Mardi Gras is coming right up around the corner. It's early this year, so if you're thinking about heading down there to the sweet sunny south, Oh, after our colds get better, of course. First week of February. First Tuesday in February is Fat Tuesday.
Really? That is right on.
I used to spend years and years playing on the streets.
Isn't that early for Mardi Gras? Isn't that kind of early this?
Very early this year.
Why are they doing that?
It has something to do with Lent and Ash Wednesday. I'm not exactly sure what the calendar, what makes it change around. In fact, someone was asking me the other, but it's extremely early this year, which is good and bad because last year it was an early Mardi Gras and it was almost freezing down in New Orleans. So we're gonna do the Candy Man. That's an old New Orleans song.
Do you travel a lot, or are you pretty much?
Oh, yeah, a lot of traveling lately.
Yeah.
I play with a band, and we've been booking stuff all over.
Tell the name of the band.
That's right, Woody Pines in the Lonesome 2, and we've been...
Where will you play next?
Let's see, next we're heading to actually on my way down to Mardi Gras, we're doing this, going to Memphis for a blues event. It's a festival they have there.
Do you know when you're playing next in the area here?
In the area here, I do not have any dates. So bar owners?
Well, the reason why I'm asking is because my studio space is 1,300 square feet, and although I have my artwork on the wall, I have a lot of open space. Cleo Wheeler had her birthday party and her CD launch there. We had like 125 people. It was catered.
Where is your?
It's Light Source Studio, and it's 31 Carolina Lane, which is that alley street behind Namaste Yoga and Broadway. And I love the idea of an acoustic night.
Chicken Alley.
Come see what
Chicken Alley's behind me.
It's 31, is that what you said?
Yeah, 31 Carolina.
If I come knocking on your door.
Right behind Lark Books.
So you say you want to have music events
there
in the future?
Like I met Utah Green, and she was playing at Speakeasy, and I loved her. Yeah.
Are you on the corner there where it comes?
If you're at Mellow Mushroom in the futon store at Walnut, you take a right. and an immediate right behind
I know Carolina Lane. I'm just trying to figure out which door is yours.
I'm in the very middle, and I'm the one with the yellow banners flapping in the wind. I'm the only one that's got right. I did a mural across the alley from me at Lark Books entrance, their back entrance for employees. I cleaned that up, and that's where I'm at in the middle of the block.
All right.
Yeah. And we can seat, if I were to show a film or a movie or something there, we can seat maybe 35, 40, even 50 people. It was 125 that came for that CD launch. But I just love the idea of an unplugged night, coffee house style, and having people who, and yet Kaleo had Richard Shulman, Rivers, some other musicians with her CD launch play. So I was amazed at how I set it up, and we were able to actually have a whole day of her.
Pretty amazing. Yeah.
Right. So I love the idea of once a month, like a unplugged coffee or blues. I'm a vocalist, and I'm telling you, getting back and coming to Asheville, all these musicians is getting me to want to use the vocal cords again and start singing what I used to do.
No, this is a good place to bring up the idea.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Well, what do you use? If I'm not mistaken, did you used to have a washboard that you got in New Orleans?
Yes.
Do you still have that?
I do not.
Okay, what happened to that?
Well, I have a different washboard that I got in Burnsville, but the New Orleans washboard, I believe, was stolen. Or I lost it, who knows?
Oh, because I really liked that washboard.
Oh, yeah, well, there's certain aspects to a washboard. You got to look for the brass ones. And no, I still play the washboard.
You got a brass one now?
Oh, yeah.
Has it got that pattern on it like that? If I'm not mistaken, didn't that New Orleans one?
It did. It had a unique pattern. Yeah, I'm always hunting through thrift stores and antique stores for them, and some of them are real. There's some retro washboards that came out right at the end of, right before the washing machine that are pretty strange looking. They look like they're from space. Yeah.
But, I like that one. That was my favorite one. Was the one you had in New Orleans, got from New Orleans.
Well, if somebody has it out there, mail it to John.
Yeah,
no, I think I lost it years ago.
In what town was it that it
Here, right at the Jack of the Wood.
Okay. Well, if there's somebody in the town of Asheville, North Carolina, that knows where it was a brass washboard and it had a crosshatch pattern on it besides the ripples, as I recall, a little diamondy pattern. It was a cool pattern. You're going to know that there's not a lot of washboards just like it. It was brass. And if somebody happens to know where that washboard or one like it, did you have things nailed to the side of it too or not?
Yep, I had a little service bell.
Yeah, a tuna can.
Tuna can
and a service bell.
Yep.
Yeah. And if somebody, if anybody can find that and if they'll bring it back up here, that would be really great because that I really liked that washboard and I'd like to see Woody play it some more. So, if that would happen.
Yeah. But until then, actually, I was living near Logan, Ohio, for a little while, where the Columbus Washboard Company is located. I've toured the factory where they make the washboards.
See, you should have videoed that.
Yeah, I know. I still go through there quite regularly.
But now they're usually what do you call that stuff where they put like zinc on them?
Galvanized.
Right. Isn't that the common washboard today?
Fairly common, yeah. Brass seems to have a warmer tone. It's softer.
Yeah.
Softer metal has a warm tone.
It does. It has a better tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you could mix. You could have the warm tones with the other.
There you go.
It would be a kind of nice to mix to have both tones.
Right. Slice them together.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, you can spend hours building your washboard.
What's the verdict on that tea over there that you tried?
Well, you can tell that that's caffeine. You can definitely tell that that's not. There's a mint taste to it. There's a lavender taste to it. It's more calming.
I like lavender. I love the smell of lavender.
Yeah. I don't do caffeine well, or let's put it this way. I don't.
Well, you're not doing good here.
Well, I'm fine right now, but the way I'm wired enough with the energy I run through me. Here you go. Would you like some of this?
I want to try it.
This is called Last Nerve.
Last Nerve. Waffle with that.
You can tell it has that chamomile mint. I know.
You want to knock out one
appropriate pot it's in.
Sure.
That was a Pink Floyd tune, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, Well, John mentioned that I think we ran into each other at the farmer's market downtown, and gotta get out there. I know it's not quite farming season right now as the blanket of snow covers the Asheville area, but in the spring, get out there and support your farmers. We're gonna do the farmland blues. Woke up this morning between 1 and 2. Heard my chicken squalling down in that chicken roost. Yes, I went down there for to get some corn. Yes, I went down there for to get some corn. Fever broke in my corn crib, took every ear I had. To get my car, for to go get the sheriff. Yes, I went to get my car, for to go get the sheriff. Fifi took every tire right off my car. I got the farmland blues, got the farmland blues, got the farmland blues. Right now, gonna sell my farm, I'm gonna move to town. Farmland blues, it's a mighty hard life. Woke up this morning just a little too late. Woke up this morning just a little too late. Fever broke in my corn crib, and I made his getaway.
Tell you, I know it was an accident, but did you hear how this bird was doing chicken? The minute you said chicken, this thing started doing.
I think that, you know what? I think that's the spirits channeling through us on that one.
That's exactly what it is, because I hit it, and just at the time you were talking about the chickens, and then it started doing the rooster calls, and I thought,
you're touched. You're truly touched.
I've been saying that all along.
Well, now what we need is eggs for the next tea party, so we can have some kind of egg biscuit crumpet. Thank you so much. That was nice. Great, great, joyful sound. I said that before.
It is. Isn't it good?
Just, yeah.
It's good. We've been blessed with having some really good folks come in and play songs for our tea parties. You know?
And to have acoustic, which is without, magnification. Yeah, you're getting the pure sound. I mean, to me, it's not amplified. Amplification has a tendency to alter it somewhat. I mean, it does. And it's just really neat to hear that.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, this is a whole other story.
The tea.
Oh wow! Look at the acne. See now, this show and Brother Christopher's show, you can get away with all those wonderful props and stuff that you can do. In mine, I mean, I don't want something floating, but this is so 70s.
Oh, come in.
I'm going to make room for you. I have to leave. So I'm going to get up.
Thank you for
thank you for inviting me. It just
come back,
worked out. Yeah, it'll work out really good.
It did.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we need that.
Nice to meet you, Bill.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Things in here. What is this more of these?
Everybody,
I thought you already gave me a bunch of
I
these.
did.
How do you get a hold of me?
All right.
Oh, why? Because you don't like them or what?
I do, but I've got plenty of tea at home.
Oh.
I have a whole bunch of tea.
Well, we'll just drink it here then.
Yeah, if you ever want a band.
Get on the email so I can get in
I
touch
have a
with you.
cold today, and I was going to try not to touch anything. But I'm not 100%.
Just don't touch that teapot. The others are safe.
Okay. I'm forewarned.
How are you doing?
Fine. How are you?
Wonderful.
All right. There you go.
I forgot. Yeah.
You forgot you had your face paint on.
How do I get in the picture?
There we go. There, how's that? Is that better?
What's your name?
Davine.
Hi, Davine.
Hi.
I'm Woody.
Hi, Woody.
Isn't your name actually Woodrow? Is that true?
It's Woody Pines. Woodrow's, Woody's short for Woodrow, and some people call me Woodrow.
For some reason, I've always called you Woodrow.
Yeah, I think, I don't know how that gets. Just don't call me late for dinner.
Well, otherwise, I get you, that confuses you with Woody Wood.
Right.
See what I mean?
When I first moved to town, almost 8 years ago, Woody Wood, in fact, I met Woody Wood out on the West Coast when he was touring with the Blue Rags. It was their first tour under Sub Pop, and we freaked out. We laughed because his last name is Wood, and that's where Woody comes from. My last name is Woods. That's where my Woody comes from, and it's too much of a coincidence. When I first moved to town, I started introducing myself as Woodrow, and that just stuck with a certain group. Now, that's just a way for me to be able to tell the first people I've met when I've come to town. They all call me Woodrow. So you're one of the first people I met, John.
Too stressed out. Too stressed out. My last nerve.
I'm going to try some.
It's pretty good.
Is that it?
Minty is good. I like minty.
Oh, yeah. Have you heard? Oh, you've not been hearing any of the show, have you? So
No. No. No, and I reinstalled, or I did a software update this morning on my favorite little laptop computer.
Is it a PC?
It's a Mac.
It's a Mac.
And it's crashed it.
You just updated?
I did the software update. And now the computer won't start.
All right.
I got a notice that software update had unexpectedly quit. So I turned it off. Now it won't turn back on.
Okay. Do you have a boot disk?
Yeah, I've got the disk.
Okay. Well, you're gonna have to. You might have to bring it up.
I did it from that, and then it says I have to reinstall. I have to.
That's what I mean.
Start from scratch.
Have you got Scratch to start from?
Well, I've got that computer. I mean, I've got that disk.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, so it's gonna erase all the stuff that's on my computer.
Oh God. Is it? No, maybe not. It's a Mac. It may not.
No, it said it was going to. When I looked, because